Okay, I have been sent a jump starter from TOPDON. They emailed me first and said would I like to do a review on it. Now, I don't really want to do an unboxing. Like you see some people go all the way from like feeling the quality of the cardboard, tell you it feels quite a good case and handle, stuff like that. I don't know how to do a review really. I've never been asked to do one. I was just going to use it and see what it's like. Certainly does feel like a good case, having said that. So what I'll do, I don't know if I need to charge it first. Yeah, I do have a TOPDON charger already, jump pack I mean, TOPDON, the 2000. This one's supposed to be a little better. There's a couple of times the 2000 hasn't managed to do what I need it to do. What is this? The 3000. So it might be fully charged, I might have to charge it. I'm sure my last one I had an extra thing for it, like there's places to plug in the USBs, but that one there, that little DC output, it had something that you could put stuff, it was like a cigarette lighter, a power adapter that you could plug all those sort of things in, but that doesn't seem to come with this. It's got the slot for it, but it doesn't have the bit. That'll not matter, because the other one will be kicking about somewhere. So I take it this side is the output of 5 volts, 2 amp. So I've got a battery that I know is no good, because I took it off the van, my van, that's why I bought it. But I've not thrown this one away yet, so what I could do, I could fit that back on the van and see if this will jump start it. I'm expecting it to. I'll get it set up and see what it's like. There is something else I thought about. Not just jump starting a car that you might do once in a while until you get round to replacing the battery that's not holding charge or whatever. Maybe you just left the lights on. It's handy for that. As you can see, it's quite small, so you can keep it in the car and it should hold its charge. The only thing is that I'm thinking is diagnostics. When you're doing that, usually if the car doesn't start, every time I go to the car the battery's dead because they've been trying to start it, or they've had to tow it somewhere with the ignition on and the battery's dead. So it's not just jump starting, a lot of the time it's diagnostics. Or another thing is bench testing things. If you want a battery to connect whatever it is you're testing to, you can use one of these, or you could use it. Sometimes I use a power probe to wind back brake calipers if it's got an electric parking brake, instead of setting up the scan tool and going through all that. I know there is a way of doing it with a scan tool, and sometimes you don't even need to back off electric handbrakes with them. You can do it just by pressing the button in a certain sequence and it'll do it for you. But my point is, sometimes you need one of these, or you can use one of these in diagnostics in a way that I don't usually get people showing you that or talking about that when they're doing a review on a jump pack. They don't go into all that, they just start a car and show you it started it. But that, I find that I use them for other things too, like I say, bench testing parts, the calipers, winding them back, or just to put the scan tool on and get an idea of the faults when you've got a totally dead battery. You need something to get the faults out of the car, make a note of what they are, and think of how you're going to go about diagnosing the car. You can't do that with a dead battery, so it's not purely just about the jump start, it's about trying to diagnose as well, and you need a good battery or a good jump pack to be able to do that. Here's the old jump pack that I used to use for this. It's much bigger, much heavier. This one doesn't have the built-in compressor, it's just the battery. But yeah, I would say these clamps do feel like they're strong, they're well made. I know people say that in these sort of videos, but they actually do feel well made. They've got good serrated teeth, so you think if you wanted to get a good bite into the battery, I'll show you what I mean. It's the battery, I know that's no good. So if you just put it on and give it a wiggle and a jiggle, it's going to get a good bite in there. That's what you want for when you're starting the car. Seems like it'll do that. Yeah, it's pretty similar. That one is much bigger than this. Even in its carry case, it's going to be much easier carrying this little case with everything in it around than that. It's much lighter as well. So I'll go and get this set up on the car, see how it jump starts, and could also show you what I mean about trying to use it to help diagnose or bench test things. If you can't get a battery to what you're doing, you can just use this. It's got the boost function, so that's something that's important, the boost function. When you put this onto a battery and you're going to jump start it, I'll just show you right here maybe. Let's see, where does that go? Where does it go? I don't even know if this is charged, so it's not that side, it's not that side, it's this one. The one that says engine start. So we put them in there, like that. I know this battery's dead, that's why it's here, and it's been sitting outside for a while. Give it a shiggle and jiggle. Like I say, this is just how it's arrived. You have, oh yeah, it's come on here, it's got the power lights come on, it says it's 75%, I don't know if you can see the LEDs, so you got quarter, 50, 75 and 100. This one's on here, so what my thought was, I can't really show it with this, it must recognise there's a certain amount of voltage in this, so I'll put this on the car and see, because my point was going to be some jump packs, if it doesn't see a certain amount of power in the battery, it doesn't do anything. You have to override it, and this has that function that we can do that. So I'll go and put it on the car, get it set up. So I'm in my Transit Connect. I've changed the battery for the old one that was just lying outside. Hopefully it's not going to start. I think it's going to start. No. It didn't start, so that's good, right? Right, it's not starting. Now, I'm going to connect up the jump pack and see if it's... I've just seen all the gauges twitching and stuff after that. Okay, I'll try this new one out. So we've seen enough that the battery's not totally dead, but it wasn't going to start the car. Got this on here, I haven't pressed anything, I've just connected it, and that's it. I haven't pressed any buttons, there's a boost button, but I haven't done that yet. I didn't need to do anything, it just powered up when I put it on the battery. Let's see if it starts now. It started fine, but I don't know if you can hear the engine, but it has started. It was weird, the rev counter was like almost minus. Turn that off. I don't want to get banned from YouTube for playing a night at the Roxbury. So the rev counter was going minus for whatever reason. I don't know what that was all about. Nothing to do with this. It just tried again, but didn't do it that time. It may have just not liked having a flat battery there once. Okay, so you can see that it starts the car, which is good. Now I'll go show you what I was saying about diagnosing. When you plug it in, sometimes you don't want to start a car. You want to get some data off the scan tool before you turn the key, before you do anything. You're trying to see certain things before you disturb it. Sometimes I do anyway. I want to know certain things before I start the car. What are the temperature sensors reading or whatever? What's the fault codes? Why is it not going before I miss maybe a window of opportunity because I've started the car first? So if it is just because it wouldn't go because of a dead battery, there's a chance that that's what was wrong with it, a dead battery. You know, if it starts with a jump, but I mean for diagnostics, where it's not just something being left on or the battery's dead, but because it wouldn't start, the batteries died, because they've been trying to start it for that long, and it wasn't going to start for another reason. That's what I mean about that, why you would leave the jump pack connected to the battery and you'd choose a scan tool, look at the data, and you need a battery, you need power to be able to do that. That's one thing that I haven't seen people saying when they're doing a tool review on one of these sort of tools. And the other thing is bench testing tools, that you need something to do it. Instead of getting jumper cables or taking it to your battery on the car, you can just take that to wherever it is. It might be easier. What I'm going to do now is just show you an example of bench testing something. If you got jumper cables for a power probe, let's say I was going to use this. This is my old one. This one's the one I bought a year ago, or maybe longer. It's the Volcano. It was quite good. Sometimes it didn't have quite the power I needed to get something going though. Okay, so let's try and get this set up. It's different. The cable's a little bit longer on the newer one, I would say. Quite a bit fatter and quite a bit longer, so that might help you if you need it. There. So that's in there. Let's jump start something. No, power something up. Bench test. So we connect them up. That one and that one. Kind of. Right. It's not too happy. It keeps switching on and off, right? So I'll just disconnect that. Switching on and off. It's not just coming on because it's not recognizing a battery. It's not seeing anything. This thing's switching, the power is ready to go, but there's no boost button on this or anything like that. Like I say, you can plug into it. This DC one, you could plug into that, and it came with something that looked like a cigarette lighter, and it went into there, like the socket of a cigarette lighter, the part you would plug stuff into. That was useful. You could get your tire inflators and stuff like that going from it. I haven't tried this yet on this one. I was just wondering whether it would work on this. Same thing we're doing. Let's just see. So we get the black and the red. That's not switched on yet. Now it's on. No power. What happens if I press boost? Nothing. There. I pressed and held it. This one's working, right? So it's like I've connected to a battery. So in this case, I always turn the same as scanner down, and he turns the sound off. He prefers it without. There we go. So in this case, I could use that for bench testing. So it's just one little thing I thought I would show. I hadn't tried that before, but it's not just for jump starting, you can use it to help you diagnose as well. That's actually kicked. That's kicked out already. So maybe not. Let's try it again. Right, we're on. It might be on for long enough. Yeah, we've got it doing stuff, but I think this one was only a few seconds and then that kicked out. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm going to bench test. You might need it for longer than that. Seconds longer. It's on now, but the other one wouldn't let me do it at all, and that was charged up, so that's one difference. And that's it kicked off, so it's not quite like having a battery that would be on all the time, but it may be long enough that you can get something done and test certain things with it. I think that's where the other plug, wherever it was, would come in handy. The one, like I say, it looks like a socket. The female sort of socket, power socket, that came with the other one, but it didn't come with this, and I can't find the other one. But that might have been better, because that one I think was a 12 volt output. But still, a couple of things there that I can show you. What else does it do? Let's move this out of the way because it's not about that. Take that out. Gosh. Right. Yeah, they are quite a bit longer cable. So it comes with a hook. If you want a hook. It comes with a stand. If you want to stand it up, it might be useful if you're using the light. So you're changing your tire at the side of the road. Let's just change the light then. Power. There. Might be better. It's pointing it maybe so it's not just lying down. You can actually do what you're trying to see in the dark. Might be handy for that. And press it again. You get a bit of a flashing beacon to let other cars know that you're there if you're invisible to them in the dark. That's my quick tool review. Not much of one, but it started the car, and that's what you see on a lot of the other reviews. Somebody will go jump start a car, but in this case it worked. It does say, I'll have to get the box, it was like, I'll go over what it says it can start. It's bigger cars than the 2000 that I had. Bigger engines, diesels and petrols, and it can start them more times before this dies and needs charged. So it could be useful for that. What was the other thing? I was thinking of something else to say about it, and it's gone. Oh yeah, there's going to be a link in the description. I was given this, but they asked me to put a link in the description so that if you want one, you can get a discount on buying one. And so far, it started the car fine. I haven't been able to have a situation where the other one wouldn't start it and this one would yet. I've only just been given it, but I'm sure that's going to happen because it is a more capable jump starter. So when that happens, I can update the video, or I'll update you with that. Or you might just see it in future Diacs that I'm actually using it, and you can judge for yourself how useful it is. But a link in the description. If you want one, you can get a discount on it. And thanks for watching. Here's that part again, TOPDON JS3000. Here's some of the stuff it can do. So it says, for gasoline 9 litre engines, and diesel is 7 litre engines, cranks the engine within seconds. I'm sure somewhere I read how many times it can do it. 88.8 watt hours and 24,000 milliamp hours. So it's got short circuit protection, reverse polarity protection, over temperature protection, all that good stuff, over voltage, over current protection, reverse charge protection, over discharge protection. So charge your phone from 0 to 80% in 30 minutes. So it's not just for the car, it's for all the other things like the phone you're using, that if you're like me and you're mobile, you might have some information on there when you go into your stuff that you use, like Autodata or Tech for Techs, and you can go in there and find out the information on the car that you're trying to look up, and maybe your phone was dead, you could charge it with this as well. So links in the description. Thanks for watching.